I'm with David Boafo on the back of the 6-1 defeat to Nottingham Forest in the Notts Senior Cup. Whilst it does sound like quite a heavy scoreline, what did you make of the performance?
I think we just got outfought, outran, outclassed today really. If I'm going to be totally honest, when you're coming up against guys, you know, who train every day, you know, all the resources. I've got to put that into consideration. As much as I would be hard on the guys at times, I think 2 or 3 of the goals are soft. The first one's really soft. So yeah, as much as I can be hard on the guys, I've got to take into the consideration what goes into such a process, what they have. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's 6-1. That I think that does it flatter them. They play some really good stuff. They move the ball well, even on the surface where we thought it may be, you know, tricky for them. It's not the usual carpets that they would be accustomed to playing on, but they just dealt with the ball really well, moved it really well, made it difficult for us to get anywhere near it. And then as you tire, when you've just been doing doggies, it's bound to happen. Do you know what I mean? Fatigue's going to creep in, and yeah, ultimately we concede a few more in the second half. But it was just the ones from the first half, like I say, the first goal, probably the third one. When we got back into it at 3-1, you know, I was thinking, okay, we've given ourselves a lifeline. And that was where we did think we could, you know, sort of catch them out, was from set pieces and corners. But even in terms of trying to bully them today, how strong they are, how physically fit they are, how well drilled they are, always makes it a long day.
And it's one of those things that this cup run has been something, personally, I've only been here 2 seasons, I'd say it was a magical one. The Hucknall game is something that's kind of in my memory, and it will be there for a long time because of how fun that game was and the result we got out of it. So with that in mind, and the fact that we have got to this stage and we played a team of that calibre, are you proud of the lads for getting this far?
Most definitely. I think, you know, the Hucknall game sticks out there, you know, a league above us. And yeah, we put in a real good performance that night, and then you go on. But this is just a different opposition altogether. It's a different beast, you know what I mean? And yeah, when you do something consistently over and over again, that's the kind of result that happens, unless you're able to somehow keep them out for 8 to 9 minutes and then nick one from a corner. That's the only other way a game like this can go, something freak to happen, because they are going to dictate the ball. They do it every single day. They are going to be fitter and be able to run and run and run and run. So, you know, even today, it's a Tuesday night, so a lot of our lads are coming from work. They've been working all day, you know what I mean? They got the families. Not to make it an excuse, because there were some top players that they had, top young players that they had out there. But like I said, they'll be eating for it. They'll be sleeping for it. They'll be living for it. And that's the kind of performance that, you know, their staff would be hoping for and expect and sort of demand, you know what I mean? And yeah, I can demand a lot from the guys, and I have done, and we will do, and it will give us a chance to, you know, reflect and be like, well, look at that. We're not going to play a team as sharp as that this year. We're not going to play a team where the movement's as good as that this year, or the rotations or the overloads. So yeah, you just got to take it for what it is. It's a lesson. It was also a chance for me to have a look at a few different personnel, you know, and even ourselves, even for some of the young lads we've got, you know, it's been mentioned a few times, we've got, you know, not a few young boys in the squad, you know, that are under 21 themselves, you know what I mean? There's 4 or 5 of them. So that for them is like, if they've got aspirations of, you know, kicking on and playing higher, that's the sort of level, because even you know, the players that are in those academies now, the amount that actually make it to be professional is limited, you know what I mean? So the ones who don't, they'll trickle down through the non-league steps. So they're the people that you can end up competing against. So it just shows you that, you know, it's serious.
And one of the things I kind of want to look at was their first goal came from a set-piece free kick that was flicked in and it was found something at the back post and went in. And against Barnard again, it was 2 goals from set pieces we conceded. There's a lot of things you can train players to deal with and work on. How do you work on set pieces?
I think we train once a week. You know what I mean? When we have a game Tuesday night, we might not even train. It's part-time football. We'll go in again on Thursday, and we'll look at free kicks, corners, and we have done previously. But I said to him before the game regarding those goals that we've conceded from set pieces, like if you haven't got your hand on your man and he's not in your eye line, then you're not actually marking him. You know what I mean? You might be able to see his number. It's not enough. It's easy to say, yeah, lapses in concentration. Yes, it's a free kick from the training ground, what they put out, but it wasn't nothing special. It's just a case of following runners, getting a hand on your man, and getting the ball clear. And yeah, that's why the first goal was so disappointing. We didn't do that, and it's something we've got to learn from. And I believe we will. Like I said, we've got a big challenge now. Blackstone's away, back to our fundamentals and our targets for the rest of the season. We have to be better.
It's perfectly answered my next question, which is going to be about the whole sort of out of the cup now. All we have left is the league. At this point, or at a previous point, the knuckling down has, I'm guessing, begun long time ago.
Yeah. It begun from when I came in. I think there's been some changes in the dynamics and how we do things in training and sort of the expectations. A few people have moved on. We've got some new faces in, and it does take time for people to gel. But the hard work, I can't knock the work ethic that the lads are showing. You know what I mean? The training, and they are buying into what we're trying to do. And you know, I just believe we'll get better as a team. These things are lessons, aren't they? It's cliche, but they are lessons, and we'll just get stronger as a team, as a collective, and just build from this point. But yeah, the knuckling down has already started. We're already on the knuckles, you know what I mean? So we'll go now. We'll recover light session probably Thursday, and ready for another home test against Blackstones, which, you know, I'm confident that lads will be ready to bounce back from and with a renewed energy and appetite.